All right. How is everyone today? Well, thank you for sticking around on a Friday. I actually flew down from Ithaca this morning. Took a 6 a.m. flight up at Cornell. Unfortunately, I don't have a beautiful destination video to show you guys, but I do have a story to tell. And the next 7 to 8 minutes, I'm going to tell you my story, what I've learned from it, and where I see this industry going in the next 5 to 10 years. So here's what lies ahead. So this was me when I was 16 years old. I started the business when I was 14. I was a sophomore in high school, just helping people turn their frequent flyer miles into free airline tickets. I grew up loving airplanes, and my friends would play Call of Duty, and I would be stuck on a computer, a Microsoft Flight Simulator, flying somewhere in the world. It was what I loved and what was passionate to me. So this was about 2 years ago, and we ended up actually on the board in Times Square, on the NASDAQ board, introducing our company to the world. And so my name is Rob. I'm a 20-year-old college senior at Cornell. My 21st birthday is in a few weeks. I'm very excited for that. And I'd love to tell you where we started, where we're going, and how this is going to impact all of you. That's me today. I had the opportunity to spend a semester abroad and actually take off for my business. Our 6-year anniversary is also in a few weeks. And I studied in Florence last semester, and I traveled around as many college students who have the fortunate opportunity to do so, and got a break from my business. And when I came back, I really got to look around and see what's important, how do I want to spend my time, and what can I do for the people in my organization and the clients that we're fortunate to work with and impact in the future. This is an example of my team, part of my team a year ago. Nelson, Grace, AJ. These are all seniors that I go to school with who are working for us full time. So I have no idea why we have a bunch of people that are trusting me to go work instead of working at a bank or some other established company. But we're actually a group of 15 employees, 5 full-time and 10 part-time, and we're doing our best to revolutionize the travel industry. And we've had a few tools for success or things that I'd love to share about what's allowed us to grow. Mary Pat mentioned that we're part of the Virtuoso Network, and we're very lucky to be. And we found a great partner in Valerie Wilson. So we'll be working in Midtown in New York City after school, and we've been with them for about 3 years. And one thing that they did for us when we came to them is they listened. They taught me and they taught us the power of listening to someone. If any of you have read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, he talks about the greatest human desire is people want to be heard. And if we think about the travel business today, how much is accessible online? How much people can effectively do on their own, but there's so much information out there. People are seeking advice. They want to know what to do. And just getting on the phone or sending an email and someone is saying to you, tell me about your preferences. What are you looking for out of this trip? One might be a family trip, one might be a getaway with your spouse, and just that personalization and that touch makes people feel like they're getting cared for. The second thing is resourcefulness and not saying no. There may be things that our clients expect us to do that are just not feasible, and that's okay. But it's not. It's trying to go above those barriers or break those barriers and say, look, here's my thought process. Here's what we've done. If the restaurant they want to get into on New Year's Eve is sold out, it's, hey, we've called the restaurant, we've talked to the general manager, we've done our best. And even though we can't come through for you, here's what we've done, here's why, and here is an alternative. And that's something we preach to our team every day. And I think bigger than just our company, but as an industry as a whole, it's how can we present ourselves as more than just agents or where we were in terms of transactions, but really being an advisor. And on that CBS segment that Mary Pat mentioned, talked about how people look at their financial advisors in the financial industry, and they manage their money and their time and their assets. So they said, look, if you look at your leisure time, like your money or assets, we are your asset managers. And for some people, that's really gotten them to understand the benefit of a really good travel advisor. And the third thing is integrity. We've always held ourselves to a very high standard. I've said, look, if we're going to lose a piece of business or we just can't do something for someone, be honest with them. Being honest and transparent and getting people to trust us. Because at the end of the day, this is a relationship business. I've learned this very much the hard way, and I'm sure a lot of us in this room deal with difficult people all the time. And we wish that people would always take our advice and trust us. And the way that we can really do that is continue to have a really strong and honest relationship. So where are we headed? So I'll tell you where the business started when I was 14. Just people would call and say, hey, I'm your mom's friend. I have these American Express points. We're going to Europe next summer. What do we do with them? So I'd get on the phone, and it would be so exciting, get out of bed on a Sunday morning or after soccer practice on a Thursday afternoon and be, hey, like, this is what you should do, and, give me $50 and I'll be so happy. And then I could, go out to dinner with my friends on the weekend. To today, where we've got a full organization, we have about a $12 million book of business and sales, and we're trying to figure out what can we do to scale and what problems are there today, and how can we address those problems internally and come up with a solution for the future and for the industry as a whole. The first thing I think that we should talk about are things that I think we should see happen or may happen over the next 5 to 10 years is strengthen direct partnerships. If we think about this conference is all about cruises. Think about cruises, airlines, hotels. Who is the one supplier that on their commercial says, call your travel agent? Just the cruise lines. And that's so powerful, and that's an amazing tool. If you think about this, they're saying, trust your travel agent, have that direct relationship. They value the relationship between us and them. And that's so powerful. And I think where we really should continue to push and encourage our partners is, why don't the airlines and hotels do the same thing? Why don't they encourage us to come directly? I'm at the hotel school at Cornell, and we have all these classes about revenue management and all these new marketing and branding initiatives that hospitality companies are taking. There's these direct marketing campaigns. Look at how much money Marriott and Hilton and Hyatt are putting into their loyalty programs to have a customer book direct and save 1% to 2%. So they don't have to pay the OTAs 15, 20, 25%. Why don't they rely on their true partners and have us come out and help them do it? And look, this is something that we can all work on together. This is not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen if we don't say anything. But we can push for this change and for positive change. Now, the next thing, and again, I may be biased in this regard because I am theoretically the new age of the travel advisors. Let's get the new round of talent in. We have millennials that are here. Thank you. There's so much talk about millennials in travel and millennials being clients or people switching careers and pursuing career as a travel advisor. But let's talk about Gen Z. Think about how much Gen Z is in the news and what's going to happen over the next 5 to 10 years. So what can we do to leverage them? How can we train and educate the next round of people to want to come into this career? And I think we have so much room for opportunity where, if I talk to any of my friends, like, what is your business? The travel agent's dead. I'm like, you just don't know. And that comes to my third point, is education. I think the biggest challenge we have today is educating our clients and our consumers and prospective clients on what is our value. Why does a travel advisor exist? And it should be easy to explain. It should be concise and simple and exciting so that anyone who's planning a trip should come to us and not think twice. Look, the industry's changing. We're coming back, and if anything, we're at a very exciting point right now. The economy's fruitful, people have a lot of disposable income, and this dinosaur travel agent, which everyone knows in here is truthfully not the case, is coming back stronger and better than ever. And I think it's up to us, everyone in this room, that we can create an even more powerful industry and stand together and make people look at us in such a positive way and use the travel advisor more. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope this was entertaining and you got something out of it. And thank you.